Oh, hello folks, Simon here, welcome back to the channel, and I was just about to put my pyjamas on, ready to get into bed. It is nearly midnight here in the UK, and I wasn't really watching the PS5 event, but then I started to get a whole load of notifications from people telling me, it's happened! Final Fantasy XVI has officially been announced. And yeah, I had to make this video, so I have not watched this reveal trailer yet. I'm going to be doing so for the very first time with you guys, so let's go ahead, get into it, and I'll share my initial thoughts and reactions here. Honestly, guys, this feels somewhat surreal, it really does. But here we go, I did not expect to be doing this tonight. Right, so the following content is captured on PC, emulating the PS5 experience. Okay, so as far as I understand from what I saw on some of these notifications, this is a PS5 exclusive, but it might also be coming to PC as well. I'm not sure, we'll see if the trailer says anything there. Right, let's get started then. Play. They've done well to keep this under wraps, Square, have they? Haven't shown anything up until this point. Ah, campfire scene. Taking me back to Final Fantasy XV.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
Turn it up a bit for you.
How do we even know the girl will be among them?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Gotta get those chocobos in there.
Their icon. Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain.
Shiva! Whoa. Shiva against Titan.
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily. This will be a bitter fight.
That voice did not match up to that face.
Be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
I am Joshua's shield. I'm sworn to protect him.
Okay.
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
Oh.
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
Bum, bum.
So, the Sentinel Dragoons. Imperial Vipers.
We definitely ain't going back to turn-based combat. As if we would. Ah, it's looking a little bit more mature.
It's the Archduke's son. Phoenix.
Stop this!
Yeah, he's a bit crazy, that kid.
Second light on the fire. But that's impossible.
Oh, giant Ifrit.
The legacy of the crystals.
Yeah, it looks like we're kind of going back to more traditional storytelling here, isn't it? In Final Fantasy tradition. Oh, I'm digging the soundtrack.
Enough. I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I do.
I'm loving that remix of the Final Fantasy prelude. And also available on PC. I'm not sure exactly how if it's PlayStation console exclusive. It is also available on PC, but like I say, it's late. Maybe that'll make perfect sense to me in the morning. But yes, so that was my first time watching it. I'm going to have to go over this a few more times, I think, to really pick up on everything that's being shown there. But my first impressions after first viewing is, wow, you know, I am impressed. Now, obviously, there's not a whole lot in terms of what the game is going to be, in terms of the gameplay and what have you. But in terms of the setting, you know, we had a pretty good inkling, a pretty good idea that we're going to be taking it back to those traditional Final Fantasy roots, and it seems that that's what they're doing. But even though they've done that, I am, you know, reminded quite a bit in some of the things that's going on there in that trailer of Final Fantasy 15. It looks like we're having perhaps a similar form of combat, and even the summons there, we saw Shiva and Titan, and I'm not sure who the fiery one was. It looked like Ifrit, but, you know, massive, that thing. They are very reminiscent of the summons and that from Final Fantasy 15, and we even open with that campfire scene there. So, you know, perhaps it was something that was originally going to be part of the same universe, like Final Fantasy 15 was part of Final Fantasy 13's universe until it kind of branched off into its own thing. I don't know. It just, even though it's going back to that fantasy roots, and Final Fantasy 15 was obviously a much more modern experience, or rather modern setting, it still seems like there's some similarities there. One thing as well that I did note is that I think it said Business Division 3. And I am pretty sure, just as we expected, that that is Yoshi P's business division. The one that he's been moved on to, the project he was moved on to. Now, for those that don't know, Yoshi P is the chap who basically saved Final Fantasy XIV from its original disastrous incarnation, and he turned that game around into a Realm Reborn and turned it into a pretty solid MMO. However, I'm pretty sure that this game, Final Fantasy XVI, is not going to be an MMO. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end things there. I've just cut off like the last 3 minutes of this video because I was rambling. I will have a lot more to say about Final Fantasy XVI going forward, of course, especially when I'm a little bit more coherent. But please do share your thoughts in the meantime down in the comment section. What do you think of the reveal trailer? Is it, you know, what you hoped for? Is it perhaps something you didn't quite expect? You know, if they got in a different direction than you anticipated? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's pretty much what I thought Final Fantasy XVI was going to be, which is a more traditional Final Fantasy setting, but with that action-oriented gameplay and combat that was on show there. But yeah, please do stay tuned to the channel. I'll be making more videos on Final Fantasy XVI going forward. And as more news and information is revealed to us or given to us, I'll be sharing that and talking about that with you guys as well. So thanks so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful rest of the day or evening if it's the same time for you as it is for me. And I'll see you next time. Take care, folks.